Hello, welcome to class this month. Beginning with footwork. So obviously, well, I'll start with footwork. So that makes this workout theme really easy because the theme starts with the beginning. But my hope is that you allow the footwork to just tell you what your body's doing at the beginning of the session, which might be different than the last time you took this or you take this. And then how does the rest of the reformer allow you to connect with those things that were not connected in your footwork and explore the things that already were? And then does it allow you to slay the end? And if you only take for 20 minutes of this, that's fine. If you take different sections of it, that's fine. But please make sure you start with the footwork so it can tell you what's going on in your body in this moment, in this day. Okay? So 3 to 4 springs on. And after you plant your feet on the foot bar, heels the other toes apart, heels slightly lifted, just take a moment. 3 inhales. 3 exhales, right? Inhale, exhale. Allow your body just to get settled in to this moment here, like where we are on our carriage. And then when you're ready, when you feel like you have a good inventory of your body here on your carriage, press out and in. And you're not trying to change anything. Right? You're just understanding, do a little like inventory from your toes to your head to your toes, a little body scan. 3 more. And then stay in and come onto your arches and press out and in. And so with your inner thighs together and your outer hips together, what feels easy? What feels hard? What do you have awareness of? And what don't you? And then come on to those heels. And out and in. And if you're used to your feet going front and back with your knees, try to keep your feet exactly where they are. And if you're used to keeping your feet exactly where they are, allow your feet to go front and back with your shins. And then come all the way back in, lift both feet up and land on those balls of feet, press out and lower the heels and lift. And I highly encourage you to play with the Cadillac and Wunda chair workouts this month if you have access to those things, because you get to really explore some deep flexion, which we don't get as deep here. For me, pretty deep, right? It's basically 90. But if your equipment is much bigger, it might not be that at all. If your foot bar is too far away or too high, it might be different. And then go ahead and take your foot bar down. Bring your knees into your chest, hands behind your head. Do 5 footwork toes here so you can really feel like you're reaching into a foot bar and then you're pulling the carriage in and get that deep flexion. Then go parallel, flex the ankles, curl the toes 5 times. Notice what's changing in your body as your legs go out and in, and then pull those toes back and keep reaching those heels forward, like a deep hard flex of the ankle, and then stay out there and point and flex and point and flex. And if it's just happening your calves, how can that point and flex change your center? And then bend. Grab your handles, straighten your legs out. Reach those feet forward like they're into a foot bar. And then from the muscles that were holding those legs up, even though the foot bar was there, lift your legs, lift your head and chest, and pump your arms vigorously. And so it's easy for us to think about, or to not think at all about our arms in our footwork. But as you pump these arms here, every time you go down, it's an opportunity to strengthen the muscles that are going to ground your arms in your next footwork. Allowing the breath to go in and out through the nose to fill up the space, to take up more on your carriage. and then lower the legs, lift the arms. All right, go ahead and drop yourself down to 2 springs. Take your headrest down. If you are not doing overhead, may I suggest you do footwork on 1 spring instead, okay? So do it a little differently to get more footwork in. Straighten those legs out. They're reaching into an imaginary foot bar, okay? And your hands are pressed into these handles like they press into the carriage. As you take your arms down and your legs over, the arms are really doing a deeper press into the carriage, but it should be the same press in your footwork. Lift those legs up, and because your legs know how to reach into a foot bar, you can reach up to the sky and then lower the legs, lift the arms. So again, you're reaching over into an imaginary foot bar overhead. You're standing on your arms like you did in your footwork. You're then touching a foot bar up to the sky, and you continue to reach into that as your spine goes down. One more time. Press, reach into a foot bar parallel to the floor, and then reach into the foot bar at the ceiling, and then roll the spine all the way down. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, and press out. Open, close those legs. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, and press. So now your legs are doing what they did in that footwork we did on the mat and with the foot bar. And your arms are pressing from your upper back muscles into this carriage like they do in your footwork. Let's do one more. Press out. Hold those legs out there. Open just the right leg. Close. Open just the left leg. Close. Open both legs. Bend your knees. Bend your elbows. Whew. So, as you do your coordination this month, or every week really, as those knees come in, they're not falling in, right? They're pulling in like they're pulling the carriage closed. So these legs, as they're reaching out and you're rowing, they're not just hanging out here. They're reaching into an imaginary foot bar. So as you round back, hugging those legs tight together, open the arms, push them back, dive in, reach for the springs, try to touch your thumbs, lift your arms up and circle. How active are your legs? Double check. Do they feel active? They should be reaching into that foot bar, right? They're doing your footwork here. It's footwork toes basically for them. And then tap your fingers, lift those arms, and circle. Legs are still doing footwork toes. As you round back, open those arms, press and reach and lift. And then lift your arms, lift your arms, lift your arms. Good. As we go into 90 degree with those arms, it's easy to focus on what the arms are doing. I need you to focus on your footwork legs. So really reaching those legs into an imaginary foot bar, squeeze them together, round over your body, press your hands down, tap your fingers, lift your arms, and circle. And again, elbows up, squeeze those legs tight together, lift, round up and over your legs, tap those fingers, lift your arms, and we circle. We have to do it again. So legs are doing footwork, toes are reaching into an imaginary foot bar here. The more active your legs are, the easier it is to go back further. But you can't go back further if your legs are just like, right? So now as we come to rowing 3, it's not that you're doing arches, but you're not really doing toes because your legs are parallel. So I like to reach through my imaginary arches here, or my actual arches imaginarily. Yeah. So that I don't lock into my knees and keep everything into my quads. Hook your thumbs, reach your arms forward and lower, lift, and then keep reaching through your arches as you hug your inner thighs together. Open those arms out to the side. And again, reach, down, up. Squeeze those legs, reach your arches forward, and circle. One more time, reach. So then for rowing 4, we are doing footwork heels, correct? So flex your ankles, and then keep those legs hugging together. Slide those hands out, lift your arms up, and then open all the way around. And again, reach, lift, and circle. Last time, squeezing those legs tight together, reach, lift, whew, and circle. Okay, sit crisscross applesauce. Push those feet down into the mat. So now we're not doing any of that footwork through our feet necessarily, but you are using your feet to turn your thighs on so that you can do your shave and hug without those knees coming up. So stand in your feet like you stood in the foot bar. Boom. It's going to make your whole bottom half grounded.